Good evening, everybody, and thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me today. I really appreciate it. My name's Rob Frohling. I'm with Crackle, and I just really appreciate your time. First and foremost, what I was really hoping to do was, you know, just get the opportunity to learn more about what you've done with your brands in the past as far as integrations go, what's worked, what hasn't worked, and then tell you a little bit more about what we do specifically and how we might be able to make those experiences a little different. So, what has worked for you guys in the past? Okay, got it. Perfect. So, well, with that said, let me jump right into this. I'm not sure how familiar you are with Crackle, but we're a Sony owned property that was bought in 2007, originally called the Grouper Network, which was a YouTube competitor. We're a streaming TV network that's available anywhere and everywhere you could possibly want to stream content that matters. Our closest competitors are Netflix and Hulu, but honestly, we consider ourselves so much more of a cable network, similar to that of TNT, FX, AMC. We're male focused, but female inclusive, and we have a mix of content from studios and original content as well that we'll go into here in a moment. So, here we'll get a feel of what some of this Crackle content is. So Crackle sits as a part of the Sony family, creating content from the very studio that brought you shows like Breaking Bad, Spider-Man, James Bond, and the list goes on and on. Having the power of the entire studio network, our original programming includes stars like Bryan Cranston of Breaking Bad fame, and shows produced by the same producers that brought you Jerry Maguire and other A-list talent. We've also partnered with Sony Music and have done some really cool stuff like the Jack Antonoff show seen on YouTube, I believe. Jack, of course, being the lead singer of the band Fun. So you'll see that we can actually align your brand with some of our recording artists if it's the right fit. So, of course, as you'll see, we obviously have Sony PlayStation and have content on there as well. All right, so taking a look here, really what I'm looking at here is our incredibly high amount of time spent viewing, especially with connected TV when consumers are binging on content. Looking at these numbers though, you'll see 27 million monthly uniques, 174 million monthly streams, an ad completion rate of 95% plus, and up to 327 minutes per visitor. That is, again, just a very high amount of time spent viewing. So just as I was saying moments ago, we literally are everywhere and anywhere you could possibly want to stream that matters. You'll see that we're on all the game consoles. We're on PlayStation, Xbox. We're on the streaming consoles, your Apple TV, Roku's of the world, the smart TVs. We are on your mobile devices, online. We're on all the tablets. Kind of an interesting partnership is we're actually on Delta Airlines and their seat back. So the next time you're flying from LA to New York and you've got some screaming baby that's kicking your seat, you could just put the headphones on and just, kind of just drown out in a few episodes of celebrities or comedians in cars getting coffee. So again, we are just very much anywhere and everywhere you could possibly stream content that matters. So we have a ton of research on streaming that I'm more than happy to send you. But for the purpose of today's presentation, let's just focus on this. What we're looking at here is that consumers' behaviors, they've remained the same. It's just the way that they're accessing their content that has changed. They're still huddling around the TV every night with their family, their wives, their girlfriends, their kids, and they're going to watch their favorite TV shows. It's just the way that they're accessing the content that has changed so drastically. So Sony recently made a significant investment in Crackle, and with this investment, we're targeting a very certain subset of people, a group of people that we call rechargers. Rechargers are career driven. They're aspirational millennials that are active in their work. They're staying fit at the gym or CrossFit. And when they're done with their day, they're looking, for someone that's ultimately going to deliver them with content that they can trust in a way that just allows them to just chill out for a while. Crackle, we believe, is that trusted source for content. And now for my favorite slide of the deck, or I guess I should say least favorite slide because it just makes me very thirsty. Again, going back to our rechargers, when they're done with their long day, they're done with work, they're done with the gym, they just want to crack a beer and just be told what to watch. They don't want to have to spend 45 minutes searching through Netflix only to just finally just be exhausted from the search and just go to bed. So we'll dive more into this in a minute, but in short, social media is telling our millennials what to watch. Their friends are telling these millennials what to watch. And yes, Crackle is telling them what to watch. So here we have a little more information on what exactly is this recharger demo. You'll see that they're young, they're educated adults, they're in the prime of building their careers, and they've got an average household income of at least $75,000. They're early tech adopters, so that this means that they're much more likely to watch on smart TVs, game consoles, and streaming boxes. They frequently stream movies and TV shows to recharge after a busy day. They enjoy energizing and quality programming that give them a welcome break from their active work and social lives. What is this programming? Again, going back to how we view ourselves as a network, we have shows ranging from all studios meant to resonate with our audiences, not just Sony titles, but you'll see that we also have titles from 20th Century Fox, Paramount, Warner Brothers, Relativity. Every studio in the list just continues to grow each and every month. So while our competitors are still thinking like a desktop, we consider ourselves an actual TV network. And unlike any other TV network, we're always on. So what do I mean by that? Instead of every other .com out there, we're already on from the second you power on the app. So the minute you're up, a show's going to start airing right before you've even began your search. So what you're about to see right here is that if I can find it. Sorry about that. So what you're about to see right here is that from the second you start your search, you're immediately hit with content. You can have your favorite shows playing in the background while you're looking for something to find. So right here, you can see that you can either search for other shows, you can keep watching this awesome episode of Celebrities in Cars Getting Coffee, or you can start the show from the beginning if you like it. So if a consumer still wants the old searching process, yeah, we can offer it to them. We'd much rather entertain them in the process. All right, cool. Now for the part where we can dive into the exciting stuff. The reason why I wanted to come see you folks so badly here today. Crackle's in an interesting place where we can really organically integrate your brands into our shows with character alignments that allow them to actually become a character in their own right. Because again, like I've been saying, we're the studio and the network, we can go as deep into these integrations as you possibly want to go. We can specifically align your brand with a particular character that embodies the lifestyle of your brand and really just makes it come alive and just jump off the screen. So here we'll see, for instance, the beautiful Kate Bosworth from a show that I'll talk to you more about here in a moment called The Art of More. We developed storyboards to customize different brands into the show and again, make the brands jump off the screen and become characters in their own right. So here we're going to see storyboards for the opening scene, I believe, of The Art of More that we did with Infinity. Working with the writers and the producers of The Art of More, we customized the scene to organically integrate their beautiful SUV right into the opening shots of the first episode. So what does this all look like when it comes to life? Well, the end result is kind of like, damn, that Infinity looks nice. Damn, Kate Bosworth looks beautiful. Damn, I wonder what I would look like if I was driving that beautiful Infinity. That right there is a sort of very organic integrations that we want to do and can do at Crackle because, again, we are the studio and the network. So remember, we can go as deep into these integrations and these placements as you possibly want to go, all the while keeping a very organic feel. So, on the topic of organic placements,
see this car? It's a new Acura RLX, and Acura is the sponsor of the show.
Is this a plant?
This is a plant. That's a product integration.
Oh, wow. Sure looks like a great car.
all right, I kid. Probably not the most organic placement you're ever going to see, but Jerry Seinfeld and his friends had a ton of fun doing it. And again, it's all because of just us having the freedom to do so. We can go as deep into these integrations or as organic into these integrations as you possibly want to go. On the topic of having some fun, we also have awesome sponsorship opportunities on our red carpet and premiere parties. So Crackle's going to have a red carpet and premiere party for every show that we do, meaning that your brands can show off alongside all of our talent. And when I say talent, as you're about to see, I really truly mean A-list talent. We've had talent in the past drive up to our parties in the cars that were placed in the shows. We'll go as far as we want to bring your brands alive on our red carpets. Previous premiere parties have been held at One Oak, at the Grove, right here on the Sony lot. So some really cool places. So as you'll see here, we work with all the major press outlets and have a great social media coverage. So you'll see that the stars will be tweeting about the parties afterwards and so on. Really, again, just bringing your brands alive in that moment and giving them legs. As far as traditional media coverage is concerned, I think you'd agree it's off the hook. So now taking a look at our original programming, going back to what I was saying a few moments ago about Sony's investment in us, we're really doubling down on our original programming. We have shows like Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. Now this is a flagship series, if you will, for our network. We're back for a sixth season. Unfortunately, though, Acura owns it until 2017, so unfortunately there's no integration opportunities there for the next year and a half or so. I will say, though, that one of the really cool things that Acura did with this is that they gave up all creative control to Jerry, let him have fun with it with him and his friends in a really creative way that really only Jerry Seinfeld could. But, not much we can do there until 2017, so let's move on. Here we have a trailer of Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. Now for Joe Dirt 2. This was actually really, really cool and exciting. The entire cast came back for this sequel, which was produced by Happy Madison, and is the first ever sequel to a feature film to go straight to digital. Very, very exciting stuff. It's our first really big feature film, and it's just going to open the door for more of its kind in the future. In less than a week since it originally premiered last Wednesday, I believe, on Crackle, Joe Dirt 2 has already hit the 1 million stream mark with over a 70% completion rate. Now look, I get what you guys are thinking. We live in a YouTube world where you go on there and video clips have 15, 20, 25 million views. But think about it. It's 15, 20, 25 million views of a 30-second clip. Now let's talk about Joe Dirt 2. Over 1 million streams on a 90-plus minute feature film. That is a hell of a lot of time spent watching this. So again, we're just very excited, and it's just continuing to grow. Here we have a trailer of the film. Now on to a show that we are very, very high on here at Crackle. This is The Art of More. It is our House of Cards. It's a 10 by 1 hour series. It has a budget of roughly $40 million. Talking again about A-list talent. It stars Dennis Quaid, Kate Bosworth, who we obviously just saw moments ago. It introduces Christian Cook, who actually was going to play the number two of Christian Grey in 50 Shades of Grey. We consider this to be his huge breakout role. It's going to do huge things for him. It's going to do huge things for Crackle. It has the same director that did Runaway Jury, and it was produced by the same folks that did Jeremy Maguire. Again, leveraging all of Sony's talent. We're also looking at potentially taking it linear on TV for a week or so, on demand, and then maybe even taking it internationally. Again, this is kind of all in the early stages right now. I can continue to send you updates in the future as we get them. But obviously, all brands that are integrated into the show, should we choose to take it linear on demand and internationally, all those brands are going to get to go along for the ride. So very, very exciting stuff. And here you'll see that we have a trailer of the show. Now turning the page to something slightly different than our very cool, serious drama. Here we have Super Mansion. It is a claymation that's brought to you by the same guys that did Robot Chicken, Seth Green's outfit. Think of it really as a story of a really messed up group of superheroes that are all now stuck living together. Think if Batman's parents never died, so he still has that silver spoon stuck in his mouth and he's still loaded. Superman's now a senior citizen. He's losing control of his bodily functions. And, again, it's just kind of a very fun twist on this dark humor that is the Robot Chicken type comedy. It's voiced by Bryan Cranston, again, Breaking Bad fame, and Seth Green, among many of his other friends. We are expecting very, very big things on this claymation series. Here we have a trailer of the show. Now, for a very, very exciting opportunity at Sponsorship Ops. Coming back for its second season, Sports Jeopardy here, hosted by our Emmy Award-winning sportscaster Dan Patrick, is going to air every Wednesday all year long. So we're shooting the opening episodes of Season 2 right around the corner next week, August 4th through the 6th. I know that's a tight turnaround, but we still have some space available to completely saturate the set. With Sports Jeopardy, guys, there's endless billboard opportunities. This segment is brought to you by type of stuff, lower third pop-ups, with or without taglines, game summaries, this round's players to watch is brought to you by, and the list just goes on and on. The great thing about this show really is just Dan's involvement and interaction in the show. He loves to interact with the contestants. And he's also very open to pretty much any and every sponsor opportunity. So, for instance, let's say you have an alcohol client. Let's say it's Kettle One, for instance. At the end of every show, and I'll be happy to show you an episode, at the end of every show, our contestants are going to gather around a round table, and they're going to discuss where they got stumped, challenges of the show, and what have you. What we could potentially do with, say, a Kettle One of the world would be to have, Dan Patrick, he's sitting there and maybe he just says, damn, John, I've been doing this for some time now and that was a rough round. What do you say I pour you a Kettle One? Maybe we could do something like that, or say you've got a beer client, Guinness or something. Perhaps you do something where, you have all the contestants around this round table. And maybe there's an opportunity where Dan just says, look, guys, I've been doing this a long time. That was the most competitive round of Sports Jeopardy we've had yet. Let's all toast to Guinness, to everyone's success. So again, there's just endless opportunities for sponsorship and integration ops here. So really excited to talk to you about this. And here we have a trailer of the show. And another little sponsorship insert. Now turning the page, going back to a major feature. Here we have Dead Rising. Now this is going to be the movie sequel to a film that we originally launched back in March of this year. It's based on the best-selling video game. It already has a built-in following. It was produced by Lorenzo de Bonaventura, who of course brought you films like Transformers, G.I. Joe, and gosh, I'm just going to say just about every other major summer blockbuster that's been done in the past 20 years. Also co-produced by, co-produced by, I'm sorry, Legendary Pictures. So the same outfit that brought you the revamped Batman series with Christian Bale. So I'm very excited to do this. Again, this is going to be released. We're looking at a spring of 16. Now for another series that I'm very, very excited about. This is another 10 by 1 hour. It's called Startup. It's got a little Scarface mixed with Silicon Valley. It basically involves three criminals, one of which who comes from a mob background, who, after getting out of prison, they realize that their old version of what was the American dream doesn't exist anymore. So they see all these people, doing these startup companies, but instead of running it the old traditional way, they decide to do it with some street smarts and some street cred. So it's a combination of mafia mixed with venture capitalism in Silicon Valley, all rolled into what is a very, very cool concept. I should have storyboards available for this in the next few weeks, but really one of the very interesting things about Crackle, having come from working several years with Ice Cube and his film and television production company, was that the development process can be a very, very tedious and slow process. I worked on a property 6 years ago, the NWA story, that is coming to theaters in a couple weeks now. So it is a very, very slow process. What's exciting about Crackle, guys, is that we will literally go from story arc to script to casting to ultimately shooting in 3 weeks. So you got to be Johnny on the spot with working with us, but it's really exciting because it saves us production dollars, and the end result of that is that we're able to dump more money into marketing and then, of course, thus creating awareness on the shows and, just putting out a finer product. So it, again, it's a very, very fast but incredibly exciting opportunity. So with something like Startup, which we're looking at releasing spring of next year, I could send you the story arcs when I get them here in the next few weeks, and then let's just start working on your client list and seeing who might be right for it. So here we have, I know I've taken up enough of your time already, but here we have a few quick looks at some case studies, testimonials, showing just lift and awareness that we've done for different product placements or integrations into our original programming. Here we have BMW with Chosen, had great results. Again, we're looking at the lift that you see here. We have Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee with Acura. Acura couldn't be happier with the results, so much so that nobody else can really run with it until 2017. Just some more numbers to throw at you here. Again, I can email this presentation to you so that you guys can have it at your convenience. And we see Verizon Wireless with a show that we did called Chosen, which was great. So that's pretty much it, guys. Honestly, first and foremost, thank you for taking the time. Thank you for allowing me to come in here and telling you a little bit more about Crackle. Sony is incredibly high on Crackle and has shown that in their investment with us. Everyone at Crackle couldn't be higher about our upcoming slate for the rest of 2015 and going into 2016. Again, it is a very, very exciting time. We're not stuck with some of the restrictions that your ABCs and NBCs of the world are. We're kind of the Wild West when it comes to our integrations. We are looking to push the envelope. Again, it goes back to how we are both the network, and the studio, so that we have that creative freedom to really just, ebb and flow these different integrations in such an organic manner that really, entwined with our different characters in the show, really brings these brands to life. So, incredibly excited, looking forward to working with you. Let's now talk again, what's worked for you in the past, what hasn't, and let's talk about what we can do at Crackle that's going to be very different than some of your previous experiences. And then from there, I couldn't be more excited to put together a few proposals for you. Guys, we're not talking about incredibly high budgets here. We're not talking about what maybe you've done in the past with, again, your ABCs and NBCs of the world. We are starting this off. We're taking everything as kind of a case by case basis as far as pricing goes. And in turn, with that, um, you know, we all want to build a business model here to where we just completely blow the doors off of your clients' campaigns. So really excited rather at what we can do and what we can do at a pretty marginal cost. So I'm not sure what your total marketing budget is for the year. It's definitely not something to where I'm sitting here right now asking you to spend one more penny than what you're already going to spend next year. What I'm instead asking for and proposing is that based on what I think we all agree to be some pretty cool original programming coming out, give me 10% of what is that budget. Give me 10% of that pie. And in turn, I will be able to truly make your brands come to life so that they will resonate well beyond whatever 15, 30-second spots you're doing now. So, again, thank you so much for your time. Really looking forward to talking more with you about everything that is exciting and going on new at Crackle.